Lesson 6. Ban on the clans of Hashim and Muṭṭalib. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma akhrijna min zulumatil wahm wa akrimna bi nuril fahm. Allahumma aftah alayna abwaba rahmatik wanshur alayna khazaina ulumik birahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Welcome to Lesson 6, Ban on the clans of Hashim and Muṭṭalib of Module 2 on the prophetic period in Mecca of the course on Siratun Nabi. Prostrated, the idolaters decided to ostracize the whole clans of Hashim and Muṭṭalib and thus destroy them completely. An agreement was signed to boycott these two clans. It was written by Mansoor ibn Ikrimah and was hung in the Kaaba. The agreement stated, they would neither take the daughters of these two clans, nor will they give them their daughters in marriage. They would neither sell anything to them, nor buy anything from them. Besides, they would not have any contact with them, nor even allow any food or drink to reach them. This boycott would continue till these clans agreed to hand over Muhammad to Quraysh. Abu Talib had no alternative but to take these two clans, who had always stood together, into the mountain trail called Shib Abi Talib, or Valley of Abu Talib. It was adjacent to Jannatul Ma'la. It was placed in Mount Hajun, which belonged to Abu Talib. There were 40 adults in the clans. For 3 long years, they were beleaguered. It had begun in Muharram, 7th year of the Bi'tha, or the prophetic mission, and continued up to the beginning of the 10th year. They were made to undergo the most acute hardships and privations, so much so that at times they had nothing but 3 leaves to sustain them. Only twice a year did they dare to come out, in the months of Rajab and Dhil Hijjah, when every type of violence was taboo according to Arabian custom. If any relative sent them any food and the news leaked out, that relative was publicly insulted and put to shame. The Qurayshites used to express their pleasure on hearing the cries of the hungry children. During all these years of sufferings, Abu Talib had only one worry: how to keep the Holy Prophet out of the harm's way. Historians unanimously say that it was the habit of Abu Talib to awaken the Holy Prophet after all people had gone to sleep, and to take him to another place and order one of his own sons or brothers to sleep in the bed of the Holy Prophet. It was done so that if an enemy had seen where Muhammad was sleeping, and if an attack were made on him at night, his own son or brother would be killed while the Holy Prophet would be saved. All of them suffered these hardships and did their utmost to save the life of the Holy Prophet. History is unable to produce another example of such devotion and loyalty. And imagine that this continued not for 1 or 2 days or weeks, but for 3 long years. One day the Holy Prophet said to Abu Talib, I have been informed by Allah that the agreement of the Quraysh has been eaten up by insects, and no writing has been left therein except the name of Allah. And as the historians write, Abu Talib never had any doubt about any saying of the Holy Prophet. Thus he came out of his place at once and went to Masjid al-Haram where Quraysh had gathered. As luck would have it, the subject of discussion was the same boycott. Hisham, son of Amr, Zubair, and a few others who were related to Khadija and the clans of Hāshim and Muṭṭalib, and whose houses were near the Shib of Abi Talib, used to hear the cries of the children day and night. They had decided to persuade the Quraysh to abrogate the infamous agreement. The arguments became very heated and reached a climax when they saw Abu Talib approaching. Abu Jahl and others who opposed the idea of abrogating the boycott said, Abu Talib is coming. It seems that now he is tired and wants to hand over Muhammad to us. Thus the boycott would end to the satisfaction of us all. Let us keep silent and hear what he wants to say. But Abu Talib had gone there not to surrender but to challenge them. He stood before the gathering and said, My son says that the agreement which you had written has been eaten up by insects, and that nothing remains therein except the name of Allah. Now look at that paper. If the news given by my son is correct, then you must end your injustice and high-handedness. And if the news is wrong, then we will admit that you were right and we were wrong. The agreement was taken out and opened, and lo, there was nothing left of it except the name of Allah in one place. Bismikallahumma. Now Abu Talib's voice thundered on as he condemned them for their tyranny. Those who wanted that boycott ended said that now there was no agreement at all to adhere to. Abu Jahl and others tried to outwit them but failed, and the boycott ended with a total moral victory for Islam over the infidels. Next meeting, we will deal with Abu Talib and Khadija, inshallah. For more similar lessons, subscribe to Wayfaring with Mansoor channel. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.